won the Tony Award for Best Musical. In fact, it won 6 Tony Awards, and it then disappeared completely from sight, hearing, and memory. It's like fascinating. Why does that happen?
Redhead opened in 1959 at the 46th Street Theater, which is now the Richard Rodgers, and was essentially the first Bob Fosse, Gwen Verdon show. And the story originated with the writers Herbert and Dorothy Fields, excited about the idea of a murder mystery set in Madame Tussauds. Sidney Sheldon contributed to the book as well. Composer Albert Hogg recalled auditioning the show for the star they wanted, Gwen Verdon. Remember, this was only 5 years after Can-Can, but Gwen Verdon had shot to superstardom by this point.
Wait, get this. This is crazy. Hogg said, Gwen brought with her into the audition a skinny young man, her boyfriend, who we knew only as a choreographer. After the presentation, Gwen, Money in the Bank Verdon, said, I love it and I want to do it, but on one condition. She pointed to Fosse. This guy is going to be the director. Silence. The producers had to agree to this unknown choreographer guy to be the director if they wanted Verdon, in a similar situation to Liza and Scorsese in The Act. Turned out differently. So they agreed. The rest is musical theater fucking history. As the Times said in their review, perhaps in the future, all musical comedies should be written by choreographers. The era of the director-choreographer as auteur has begun.
Bam! And the leading man was Richard Kiley, who was praised for his humor and force of personality. And the 11 o'clock duet between the two stars, I'll Try, was a showstopper. But Verdon was overwhelmed by Redhead 8 times a week, where she sang and danced in 12 numbers.
There's some Redhead act parallels there.
Yeah, there are. There's 12, magic 12. So she began skipping numbers out of fatigue. And dancers would whisper to each other on stage which songs were in and out each night.
Isn't that crazy? The stage managers, actors, and musicians had to think on their feet, since dialogue and cues had to be changed on a whim to accommodate what songs Gwen would cut on any given night. After she dropped 7 songs from one performance, the composer objected to the producer. But what could they do? Complain about Gwen Verdon to the Dramatists Guild and have the show closed? Nobody wanted to do that.
Nope.
And they loved Gwen. She was tired. Just a hard show. I just made an excuse for Gwen.
Yeah, it was a hard show.
It was so much.
So Verdon would go on to Sweet Charity in Chicago, Kiley would go on to Man of La Mancha, and Fosse would go on to win the Tony, Oscar, and Emmy all in the same year. But Redhead won them all Tonys, and would always be a lesser-known turning point of their careers, which I thought was pretty cool. So here to sing from Redhead, I'll Try, are Sarah Saltzberg and Jared Gertner.
I was inspired by Anne's honesty, so I'm going to say that in the program it says that I starred in my favorite year. I played Squingili and others. Those of you who know the show might say, who's that? Exactly.
I said this to Anne when she objected to my writing, she started it. I'm like, I say I starred in Anything Goes at camp, and I was like number 4th from the left. So I think I used the word starring, just kind of indiscriminately.
I also didn't star in Redhead, neither did Sarah. But we relate to the song because it's about 2 people who love each other but don't think they're good enough for each other.
Mm-hmm. And that's true for Jared and I. We really both love each other so much, but hate ourselves.
Right.
We truly hate ourselves.
Nobody knows this, but as long as we've known each other, Sarah has been trying to get me to date her.
Date.
And I keep telling her that she should be with someone who's, straight. Among other things.
Jared, in front of all these people, I'm going to say, I just need you to try. Just try.
Okay.
I am so good. So skilled and flexible. Fun.
Goodness. I will try. I just feel like you could do better. I feel like you deserve, a banker or a lawyer or a greengrocer.
Jared, you are better than all the bankers and lawyers and green, red, and blue grocers and princes and kings rolled into one.
Me?
Yes!
You deserve a great guy.
I think you're a great guy.
I mean a really great guy.
I mean a really great guy.
Well, I'll try to be that guy.
No other need apply.
You should have excitement.
I should have excitement.
And you demand a supply.
Will you supply the demand?
Well, I'll try.
That's how I had it planned.
You had it planned?
so proud of me.
Okay, that's
I will be sober and refined.
Thanks very much, but you don't have to be. I mean, that's not quite what I had in mind. I'd like to get you drunk. And
You should have a lover,
I would love a
a
lover.
nice affectionate guy.
A most affectionate guy.
Well, I'll try to satisfy.
The question is, will I?
You should have a Puritan to recline on.
You should have a platinum opera hat. Yeah?
Carpet made of ermine to spill your wine on.
You should have a tennis court in your flat. That's when two people get
For punting on the Thames, the Aquitania should be yours.
A diamond mine the size of Transylvania should be yours.
Windsor Castle,
Painted blue.
the Brooklyn Bridge,
Private zoo.
baths of milk.
Shirts of silk.
Nothing's good enough for you.
You deserve a great gal.
I think you're a great gal.
I mean a really great gal.
Yeah, I've been a really great gal.
Well, I'll try to be that
Shake
gal.
on it, pal. You're gonna be that gal.
Do you like your cooking?
I would like your cooking.
Well, I can only make cake.
I'd like potatoes and steak.
Well, I'll try, but they taste like
You
cake.
bake a cake, and I'll pretend it's fake. I'll stay at home night after night with you. If not, I'll tell you where I've been.
I'll try and promise if I fight with you, although you're wrong, I'll always let you
Very
win. You should have a baby.
Now we should have a baby.